pressure on you. So can Sam Darnold handle that and deliver this year? Because I know they're counting.
Hear that?
Yep.
I got the Chiefs coming out of a W on that game. But like you said, we'll by that time we'll kind of know what Sam Darnold is. Next game is Carolina Panthers at Arrowhead. New quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. New coach Mike Rule.
Yep.
Ruley?
Matt Rule from Baylor.
Matt Rule, that's right, from Baylor. So new coach plus new quarterback. So by this time that games happens, they'll be kind of gelled and kind of have worked together quite a bit. My common theme for the Chiefs is I'm probably going to pick them to go 8-0 at home this year. So I'll go ahead and pick them to win against the Panthers this year.
Mike, one question, I kind of have around this team, and, you can probably answer that for us, even though the coaches you played for had NFL pedigrees. With Matt Rule coming from being
he's froze up again.
Is he froze? Okay. Carolina Panthers, Matt Rule coming from Baylor. That's what I was going to kind of talk about. But anyway, I think the Chiefs get this win. Then they have the bye week. Then they travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. First time the Chiefs going to that stadium. One thing I was kind of going to ask Mike about too was, is he back there, Jim? No. Just kind of the difference in, there's a lot more temptations in Las Vegas than, maybe some of these other cities you visit as a player. But I think Andy Reid will do a good job and treat the guys like men and expect them to know they got to go and take care of business the next day.
Yeah, I think they will. Another thing is Andy Reid's record off a bye week.
Really good.
Yeah, it's like over 90%. It's insane. So we're going to give them the W at Las Vegas.
Yes.
So next up is at Tampa Bay.
Yes, and this is the game I wanted to spend some time on. That quarterback that we mentioned earlier has traveled south, going to play in Tampa Bay now. So I really feel like the old Tampa Bay, you can't think and you can't talk about them that much with now that you have Tom Brady and obviously getting Gronk, one of his best weapons in there, immediately gives them credibility, I think, across the league.
That's true. That's true. One thing I'll say is I think Tampa Bay's going to make the Super Bowl this year with Brady. Tough division. NFC's tough. Whatever. Tampa Bay actually had number 5 defense last year, even with Winston throwing 30 interceptions. So I got to say, if they bring in a guy that's not going to throw 30 interceptions, he's probably going to throw like somewhere between 6 and 10. So that's where Brady's at right now. But I'll say this: the Chiefs, for some reason, trend-wise, do not play well in Florida. Terrible at Miami, terrible at Tampa. So this is a L. We're going to go to Tampa, and we're going to get a big old L because the Chiefs, for some reason, do not do good in Florida unless until later in the year when it is the Super Bowl and we win. But this time they just regular season wise, no, it ain't going to happen. We're gonna pick up an L, and then we're going to use the experience to beat them in the Super Bowl.
I mean, that is the city that is hosting the Super Bowl, and the stadium the Super Bowl is in. So I get your point there that the Chiefs can kind of use it as a learning experience, going to that stadium and experiencing, hey, which hotel do we want to stay at when we come back in February?
That's right.
Which, end of January?
That's right.
Which locker room do we want to be able to use? What kind of condition, is the turf in, and where's our locker room? I mean, how far is our locker room from the field? How many steps is it? How much time does it take to transition your team? All those things a guy like Andy Reid is going to be taking note of. Even though it's not his first time in Raymond James Stadium, it's his first time with this team. And so, I mean, absolutely. He'll use that as a learning experience. I mean, he's a pro's pro. He'll figure in any glitches that they have, with any of that stuff, the transportation, the hotel, he'll work it out so that when it's late January, early February, those problems are taken care of.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too.
I mean, and not that there will be any problems, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Andy Reid's going to use it as a learning experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game too, and I think everybody in the country is going to be watching that one.
Yeah.
Brady Mahomes. So,
and I mean, I honestly, I would not be shocked either if the Chiefs went to Tampa and lost that game. With Tom Brady at the helm down there.
Yeah, anytime you lose.
And no, I'm not saying they're going to, but it would not shock me. When I say 12-4, this is one of those 4 that
me
I
too.
can see.
I got my other 4th one picked up.
Yeah,
it's not next game.
The
next game is Denver.
Denver at home, prime time. Chiefs take care of business at home in Arrowhead.
Yep.
We've already talked about the Broncos earlier, so
yep.
Again, Chiefs win the game.
So I got them going 8-0 at home, and I think that'll be an interesting game too because the Chiefs typically start off actually all these W's that they had posted up the last 2. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it's the last 3. Mahomes actually has started off slow in all of them. Even the snow game, he started off a little bit slow, and then got it going. But one thing about primetime games with Mahomes is actually he usually starts off pretty slow. For whatever reason, playoff games starts off a little bit slow. So he'll start off slow and it'll make everybody kind of think like, oh God, no, don't worry about it. He'll come back in and we'll put it on him. We're not, it's not going to be 40-0, but it'll be like because they're a well-coached team and they got a good quarterback. So it'll be kind of like those scores you saw there, 23-10, 24-10, something like that. So Denver at home is a dub.
Yep. At Miami, noon game, traveling to Miami. Miami, again, is going to be an improved team this year, I think. But I think the Chiefs go down there and take care of business.
I think Chiefs go to Florida and they lose regular season. This will be one of the games where you look at it and you just go, I don't know how we lost. Because usually there's teams that it happens to. Usually every team in the NFL, even the good ones, they have a loss where they just look at it and they go, well, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Happened last year.
I mean, if you look over the run of New England over the last 15 years, I think at Miami is the place they've struggled the most.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why. They shouldn't have not have lost that game
Miami's
last year.
had some bad teams.
They should not have lost that game last year.
But I mean, so weird things do happen, in Miami.
Yeah, so I got Chiefs going down there, getting the L. No particular reason other than that regular season Florida, and then just that might be one of the games where you just go, what the heck? We something happened. I don't know what's going on, but we lost, and we got to get back on we got to get it back on it. We got to get going. So
yep.
Next game after that is at the Saints in a dome, which will be a really really awesome game. I wish it was a primetime game. It looks like it's an afternoon game.
Yeah, it could get flexed. I mean, it's late enough in the season that it could get flexed.
We actually looks like we haven't played them for a while, but I have the Chiefs getting the dub against Drew Brees.
See, this is one of my 4 that I could see the Chiefs going to New Orleans and losing, even though Patrick Mahomes is the up and comer. He's the best quarterback in the league right now today. Yes, I'm saying that on the air. Best quarterback in the league today, right now. If I got to take any of these guys, even with my love for Lamar Jackson, I'm taking Mahomes over any of them.
That's not a stretch. It's okay. It's okay to say that.
Yeah, and I love Drew Brees also. I mean, you know this. I've talked about it a lot on the show. Big fan of Drew Brees and what he's done in New Orleans. And so I think that it's going to kind of be a statement game for him, to look at and say, I'm going to show the young guy one more time that I'm still hanging around. I'm not done yet. So, I mean, would you be absolutely shocked if Chiefs lost at New Orleans December 20th?
No, because like I said, it is Drew Brees that I have a lot of love for. I love Drew Brees a lot. I think he's got this year, maybe next year, and I think he's going to retire. He's a Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion. New Orleans loves him, and he's stayed with that team. Him and Sean Payton have basically been one of the best. The best coach player duo or coach quarterback duo is probably Belichick and Brady. And then the second you can think of in the last 10 years is definitely, I would say, probably Peyton Breeze. And so, it's when you're going down there and you're playing a legend and you're playing a Hall of Famer, you got a potential to lose. I think Chiefs get the W. I think it's going to be a great game. But I definitely respect your opinion as far as the loss, because it's an NFL road game against an elite quarterback. So it could be an L.
Yes. So Kansas City, don't hate me. I mean,
they won't.
I
said they were gonna. I said they were gonna lose to Miami. So don't worry about that.
And I would say if they lose to Miami, then I would probably change that to a win. I don't see them losing back-to-back games.
I hear that. Yeah, and I think
like I said, I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if they lost to Miami because weird things happen down there for whatever reason.
They win the Super Bowl, but they don't do well during the regular season.
So, but and then they have Atlanta here at home. Atlanta, we've talked about it a ton. They still have not recovered from 28-3.
Isn't that crazy?
3 years later, right? This will be the third year since then.
Yeah, maybe so. 3 or 4. I mean, honestly, like it's a crazy because when you actually look at their roster, the roster's good.
Similar. I mean,
and the roster's
still
good.
Got Matt Ryan.
They added
still got Julio Jones.
Yeah, Julio Jones. They added the running back. They added Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
Which if he's healthy, he's a beast. A total weapon. In a really, really, really good division in the NFC South. That's going to be. I mean, all 4 of those teams are really nice. So, I got to say that the reason why I won't analyze it too much, the reason I'll pick Chiefs to win is because it's at home, and that's why I'll give them the W on that.
Yep. And then they wrap up the regular season, Week 17 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Another division game here at home. Excuse me. I think that the Chiefs win this one. The only way that I see the Chiefs dropping this game is if everything is wrapped up.
Right.
They have the number 1 seed, and they decide to take a bye. Or not take a bye, but sit a few key guys. Sit some starters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I think if there's which I think that will change this year because the playoffs are expanding, and so only your number 1 seed gets the bye. And so I don't see it getting wrapped up as early as it has in the past.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to make for some more meaningful Week 17 games with these teams still in the hunt. So,
yeah.
But, I mean, I got them winning, like I said, unless just everything's wrapped up and they sit some guys.
Yeah, and I actually agree with them that. I was thinking about that. The only way the Chiefs getting a loss here is if they start Chad Henne and then they sit, they sit a couple of the receivers. Kelsey sits out. They rest some of the O-linemen. Depends on how many guys are on the roster at this time, but, stuff like that. So, I mean, what I do if you have, if everything's going, if this is a meaningful game, I got the Chiefs winning to close out the season. To close out the regular season.
What's the over/under on the Don Shula, Don Shula, Andy Reid? Maybe Don passed the baton to Andy this year, and he can have that undefeated season. What's the over/under on an undefeated season? You think?
I don't
know what the odds are on that, but I would bet against it.
I would
it depends on.
I just think it's too
I'd
tough.
put $5 on it.
If you were giving me plus 400 or plus 500 to where every dollar I bet I could win 5, I would start thinking about taking that. I don't know how much I'd put on that. Probably $10 or $20. Maybe $10. But I would do that plus 400 or 500 because when you look, there's a case to be made for every single game. But it is so hard to do that in the NFL.
Yeah. Especially, everybody's coming for you as the Super Bowl champion.
I don't think we'll ever see it again.
No, I don't think so. The NFL's actually done a really good job of creating really good parity as far as the way the draft goes and then also salary cap.
Yeah, you bring up parity. I want to go back, that you got that Grandview helmet behind us here that I brought in today from
I thought that was Green Bay.
Our high school days. No, Jim. And
stuff. Is that old?
It's an old Grandview helmet from our days there.
Come on, man.
But I want to you brought up parity in the NFL. Actually, as a sophomore in high school, Mr. Gustafson's
Can you put that on?
English class